It really is one worry layered on top of the next right now, especially in and around Abbotsford, and that's where Olivia Stefanovic is tonight. And Olivia, some flooding is being reported, and there's one big closure to tell people about.
Ian, a portion of the Trans-Canada Highway, Highway 1 between Abbotsford and Chilliwack, is once again shut down tonight. Police are redirecting traffic after parts of the roadway became flooded this afternoon. Crews are working into the night to raise up the Sumas River dike to protect homes and farms in Sumas Prairie near Abbotsford to make sure they don't experience any more destruction. The concern now, Ian, is whether those temporary measures will hold. These cows enjoy a meal in a warm, dry barn after being transported to higher ground.
It's stressful on the cattle and stressful on the people.
The Dykeshorn family is trying to avoid a repeat of the panic that set in 2 weeks ago when a deluge inundated the Sumas Prairie, leaving these animals standing in water for nearly 48 hours before being rescued.
One night I lay awake thinking about farmers who had to see their animals. Some of them had to be euthanized because it was, they couldn't be saved. I can't imagine not have animals lost.
Anxieties are high on the Sumas Prairie, where many homes and livelihoods are still underwater.
We are ready as we can be.
People know more water is coming. The question, how much? For that answer, all eyes are on the Nooksack River south of the border, which breached its banks today. That water will spill north.
It's headed here. There's nothing to stop it after that.
Compounding the situation, snowmelt from higher elevations. It's all prompting an evacuation order for some residents.
Not great. Yeah, it's hard not knowing what's going to come, but you just kind of have to take it one day at a time.
This here is feed that's going to be airlifted to farms that are still cut off.
Chris Perry is staying put, keeping a close eye on the flooded field, cresting over the road between his house and dairy supply business.
It's just nerve-wracking as you watch the water rise again, and frustrating that you can't do anything about it.
Last time, Perry had to use sea-doos and boats to save his cattle.
The evening was probably the worst evening I've had in my life, just worried about the animals, the fact that we're helpless to get them out.
It's a feeling he's trying to avoid this time, with his cattle moved to safety, an exit ride ready.
Those gray skies and all that water, so bleak. And Olivia, what are the conditions like where you are now?
Well, Ian, the rain is finally tapering off, but some parts of Abbotsford are experiencing more flooding tonight. The Sumas Prairie, ground zero for devastation, could experience more. And this all depends, Ian, on what happens with the Nooksack River overnight.
Thanks, Olivia.